behind you, who is our work experience lady today, and she's actually going to help us out with the Sandbar show too. Now, this presentation, we're going to talk about the species that are in it, the habitat, and then we're going to get you guys to feed some of the fish. How does that sound?
Yay!
Pretty good? Okay. All right, well, first of all, who has been to the Daly River? Anyone? Oh, yeah, one person. Okay, for those of you guys who haven't been there, it's about 2 hours southwest of here, and it's the name of a township, but also the name of a river system. It's a really important river system in the top end because it's spring-fed, it's purely fresh water, and it doesn't dry up during the dry season. So it inhabits a lot of our freshwater species. Now, down at the Daly, you've got the Oolloo crossing, and this is a cross-section of the Oolloo crossing. So the sandbars down at the Daly, they're actually quite a lot larger than the sandbars that you see here, but they jut out over the waterway, and they're really important for species like freshwater crocodiles, pig-nosed turtles to come out and bask, but also to lay their eggs on those big, on those large banks. The other thing is this riparian zone here, all these trees along the water's edge. Often you'll see melaleucas or paperbarks, and their roots help keep the structure of the banks secure. But this whole zone is really important because it acts like a filtration system along the water's edge. But it also provides food and shelter, food from falling pandanus or figs that fall into the water, and also insects as well for some fish that can eat the insects along the edge. These logs are also important for predators, so they can actually hide underneath the logs and ambush their prey, but also for animals so they can hide away from predators and seek refuge. Speaking about predators though, do you think I'd be standing about thigh deep in the Daly River? No? Why not? Why not?
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles, yeah. Crocs. We're pretty well known up here for our crocodiles. Has anybody heard of the Be Crocwise campaign? Yeah, a few head nods, okay. If you haven't been to the aquarium yet this morning, make sure you do, because there is a short documentary or DVD about how to act appropriately around our waterways. We do take your safety very seriously in the top end, and so we definitely encourage you guys to have a look. It's right outside Graham, our large saltwater crocodile. And the best thing of all is that it's air conditioned in there too, so take some time out today to watch that. Speaking about predators though, I've got some more predators in front of me. Who knows what these fish are?
Stingray. No.
Barramundi they are. Who said you can't train fish, hey? I've got Barra, Shazza and Gazza here in front of me. Let's see if they're hungry. Now, does anybody know what that sound is? I'll try and do it again, if these Whiprays will wait their turn. Does anyone know what that sound is? No? No keen fishermen in the crowd today? It's called a boof. So basically that's music to fishermen's ears. If you heard that and you were trying to land a barramundi, you'd be getting out every single lure you could to try and land one of these big girls. Now what's happening is they're imploding in on that fish, so they're actually sucking it straight down to where their second jaw is, which is about where those gills are. And that's where it actually gets processed. So they don't actually process it where their lips are. It gets sent down and they're minced up and mushed up. Now, I did call them girls just before because they are. And the reason I can tell they're girls, does anybody know? Their size. Yeah. All barramundi hatch out as males. They're about a pair of eyes and a tail, and they rapidly grow until they reach about this size, and then they turn into a girl. So anything over a metre is going to be a female. Now they do need to head into salt water to spawn, and that's when they have that sex change. But the reason that I'm bringing it up is because if you are trying to catch a large barramundi, anything over a metre, we encourage you to throw them back. The reason for that is because they are our breeders for the next generations to come, and we want to make sure our fishing culture up here, our lifestyle and also our economy is sustainable for the future. So make sure you do throw them back. Talking about sustainability though, who likes to eat fish? Yeah, most of us like, yeah, you like to eat fish? Most of us like to eat some type of seafood. Has anybody heard of the Sustainable Seafood Guide? Yeah? Okay, that's pretty good. Usually don't get too many people who have heard of it before. Basically, the Sustainable Seafood Guide is put out by the Marine Conservation Society. Now, this is actually an app that you can download on your phone. So it's free, and if you don't have a phone that can download apps, you can print it out on your computer. Now, basically what this app is it's done all the research for you. So next time you're shopping at your local Coles, Woolies, or or fishmonger, you just type in the species of fish that you wish to purchase, and it will let you know of 3 choices, whether it's a good choice, whether or not you've got to think twice, or if there's a better choice. So definitely encourage you guys to have a look at that. Now, does anyone want to have a guess how long it might take for a piece of fishing line to biodegrade? Any guesses? Any guesses? Couple of thousand? It's about 600 years it takes for a normal piece of monofilament fishing line to biodegrade. So, you know, you guys have heard all this before. It gets caught along in our waterways, you get a snag, it's in our environment for that long, it gets caught around our water birds, our sea turtles. So we do encourage you guys obviously to pick it up first if you do see it, but there is also a new product on the market called BioLine. Has anyone heard of that? No? It's basically a fishing line that's based off dissolvable stitches. So when you open the packet and it's exposed to moisture or water, it will actually weaken within that first year, and then it will fully biodegrade within 5 years. So that's a massive improvement on that 600 years of normal monofilament fishing line. Now, if you're interested in if it actually works and if it's a good fishing line, you can have a look on www.greentackle.com, and they've got a write-up on people that have actually used the line. Now, I'm going to move on though to some of our smaller fish here who are circling me this morning. I've got 2 species. Does anyone know what these long silvery fish are? Yeah, tarpon or oxeye herring or bony fish if you're a local. Now the tarpon are a bit of an environmental indicator in the top end because a lot of our waterways will actually dry up. And but if anyone's kept Siamese fighting fish, they can actually gulp air from the water surface and then store it. Same with these guys. They don't need that dissolved oxygen as much as other fish in those waterways. So if you do see tarpon floating on the water surface, there's obviously something more drastically wrong with the water quality and waterway than just a lack of oxygen. These spotty fish